The shocking and unsolved murder of Bob Lee, the tech titan who was stabbed to death Tuesday in San Francisco, has rattled the city and those who loved him.
Absolute shock and devastation.
We're aiming to lift the entire world into a new era of financial freedom.
Best known for creating Cash App, a mobile payment service, police say Lee was attacked not far from the Bay Bridge at 2:35 a.m. Tuesday. The area, thought to be a safe part of the city, is dotted with surveillance cameras.
Sort of stabbing PDs around.
Before collapsing on a sidewalk, Lee screamed for help on his phone, saying someone stabbed me, according to surveillance footage and records reviewed by the San Francisco Standard. NBC News has not been able to review the recording.
As they're reporting this, the Cash App founder Bob Lee was murdered in San Francisco just a couple days ago. And whoever had to review some of that surveillance footage that isn't available to everyone just yet, must have been a devastating situation. Also read there was an aspect of it after he was attacked. He ran up to some person's car and asked for help, and they sped off, which is one of those things when you see these things going down. Sometimes people are worried that this is actually part of the danger, and they're not really ready to trust the potential victim there. So as this has all gone down, especially a big name person like Bob Lee started Cash App and all this, and probably other tech folks in the Silicon Valley area, of course, all came out. And many people got to blaming, of course, politically motivatedly, blaming the fact that it's in San Francisco, which then again, the police commissioner decided to address some things that were going on. Let's watch.
After police arrived at the crime scene, the 43-year-old was rushed to a hospital where he died. It comes as San Francisco's homicide rate has climbed in recent years, as have robberies, thefts, and assaults. Amid the stream of condolences on social media, Elon Musk, a critic of the city's safety, wrote, "Violent crime in SF is horrific, and even if attackers are caught, they are often released immediately."
Leave it to Elon Musk to stick his face in there like that and just point out something for the sake of pointing it out, maybe getting a few likes and retweets, because that's about the limit of his brain. Still, since he is in San Francisco, that's part of what he was talking about. So let's look at that tweet again from Elon Musk, as someone was talking about this. And the first line you'll see probably isn't very genuine, but he said, "Very sorry to hear that." He's sorry to hear it, but he goes on to say, "Many people I know have been severely assaulted. Violent crime in San Francisco is horrific, and even if attackers are caught, they're often released immediately. Is the city taking stronger action to incarcerate repeat violent offenders?" And he asks Brooke Jenkins up there whether or not these things are happening. And of course, as I mentioned a minute ago, the police commissioner had to address some of these accusations that are being made.
I do feel like some people out there on the media and social media that are exploiting this horrific incident for political gain, and this was a tragedy and a crime, and it's under investigation. You heard it from the chief. Yet so much of the coverage in this short amount of time has been a significant amount of misrepresenting facts, of fear-mongering, and of trying to exploit this tragedy. We don't know all the facts. The department will update the public and the commission when we do. But I find it premature and distasteful to try to fit this horrifying act of violence into a preconceived narrative and use it to advance a political agenda, and would discourage people from reading the fear-mongering and the politicization and things on Twitter, including things by the CEO of Twitter. So thank you.
You muted.
Am I muted?
Yes.
There I am. Hi. I think one of the biggest things that comes out of this, though, is the fact that as they talk about San Francisco, and oh my God, how am I going to keep releasing these criminals? Because they usually go with what? Chicago, New York, LA. San Francisco is usually like third or fourth on the list. But let's look at a real list of the 15 most dangerous cities in the United States. And I want you guys to scan. There's 15. There's 15 of them. It's a little bit small for some of you, but I'm going to go ahead and point out. It's St. Louis, Missouri, Mobile, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama. Still, listen for San Francisco. Baltimore, Maryland, Memphis, Tennessee, Detroit, Michigan, Cleveland, Ohio, New Orleans, Louisiana, Shreveport, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, 3 straight on Louisiana, Little Rock, Arkansas, San Francisco is what we're looking for, Oakland, California, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Kansas City, Missouri, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm still looking for San Francisco, but let's just use it for a talking point as what many people are mourning the death of a good friend and what they said was a very nice guy, Jackson.
Yeah, and just generally speaking, San Francisco is not a city that people think of violent crime. It's a city people typically think of for huge amounts of wealth and tech and general acceptability, things like that. Very cultural place. But also, the bottom line is the things that drive up crime, like poverty and, just general lack of access to opportunities are, of course, issues that people who just take the opportunity to politicize this don't really care about. And then those will be the same people who say, that gun violence is something that the left wingers are always trying to politicize when we propose simple solutions like raising the age limit, doing better background checks, things along those lines. But then when they start talking about crime, the only thing that they're talking about is throwing more people in jail. So that's how this conversation always goes down.
It's like you're echoing the sentiments of Brandon Johnson, the new mayor-elect in Chicago, oddly. And he was asked about crime, and he said, we need to start investing in the people. And when you invest in the people, then people have better opportunities. People have better walks of life. They have better jobs. And in fact, the city increases its viability and the opportunities for most folks. And most of those folks don't find themselves in these types of situations because he's from the city and he's from areas that have had to deal with crime. It's weird because we'll keep saying we need to open up more prisons. Why is it we've tried something for this long and we keep talking about crime and it hasn't worked, but we're willing to keep trying it? You know what we haven't tried? Investing in the people of the city. Because in order to invest in the people of the city, the folks that hoard all the money and take from the people of the city would have to contribute to the city. And they want no part of that. That's why Elon Musk tweets the things that he tweets.